Something's not right at Hutton. Yeah, we know there's a lot of things not right at Hutton, mainly the people. This is different though. All of the screens on the parade have gone blank. No one can get a comlink, and the big hollow screen above Eddie Lee Wise and Sons, plus his daughter's, Emporium, has become stuck showing a pair of buttocks clad in some kind of shiny 33rd century environment suit textile. Well, that at least has drawn a crowd. Data slate owners sit weeping on benches as their devices all display the same, no network. In a nearby coffee shop, angry customers start to pelt the staff with overpriced pastries, demanding that they do something. The acne-ravaged teens have redirected the coffee machines to direct jets of steam towards the mob, and have used the distraction to cover their retreat to the storeroom in the back. As we pass one of the many bars, we can see Gusto the Clown stood on a table, shouting, "Can you tell what it is yet?" as he makes obscene balloon shapes for a rowdy group of customers. In the background, the bartender is frantically searching for a channel. Any channel on the hollow telly. Amidst the chaos, Flossy appears, pushing something on a trolley. It's a screen of some sort, with a big thing poking out the back, and some sort of upside coat hanger stuck in the top. She connects it to a power source and presses an actual button on the actual front of the actual thing, as a bewildered and mesmerised group of locals look on. Nothing happens at first, but then there's a humming noise, and a small white dot appears. The dot grows, unfolds to show a picture on the screen.
"There you go,"
says Flossy.
"This is how we got Hutton News when I was a lass. Oh, and one last thing. Our mics are live."
Good evening, I'm Wilma Fingeroo, and I found the lack of a network very relaxing. Now I just need to order in some food for mooncake and... Oh, bugger. No network means no online shopping. Run!
I'm your Harkness, and I find this whole no network thing very freeing. Very freeing.
You should probably put your clothes back on. I'm Wankier, and I'm planning to rob the nearest bar where there are no cameras to record me.
I'm Norma Snockers, and I managed to calm everyone down by giving them a big back telly to watch.
And I'm Sandy Crevice, and I found this thing called a book. It's got things written in it. Oh, it's the headlines.
Caledonian Cuckoos worth a watching.
Abacus Arithmetic gives us the stats.
Too Hot, Too Messy, Week 58 update.
Latest updates from Atris 5060.
Gin guzzlers bemoan reduced rations.
It came as no surprise to fans of Elite Dangerous podcasts and pub quizzes when the Pilots Federation announced today that there has been a noticeable increase recently in the occurrence of Scottish people across inhabited space. More than ever, we see them arguing with bartenders and insisting that the smashed and burnt circuit board they found next to a wrecked Mark I Cobra is legal tender. Universal Cartographics have noted that some commanders, upon recording the first footfall on a planet, have also demanded independence from that same planet. It is impossible to confirm if these commanders are Scottish, but it seems very likely. The galaxy-wide shortage of Banter combined with the fruit surplus add further weight to the argument. It has been speculated that this increase is linked to Thargoid harvesting and processing of occupied escape pods. There is a theory that the first commander to succumb to Thargoid conditioning was one Simuth. His brain patterns were then used to program the other captured humans, and it appears that some of his ethnic identity slipped through. We also believe in the Thargoid language, and Scottish language may be closely related, allowing them to communicate directly. Just to be on the safe side, if a commander greets you with the words, "How's it going?" or "Alright, you big fanny," then shoot them in the face immediately. It's for their own good.
Sadly, today saw the second cancellation in a row of the Pilots Federation's top-rated weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, every other month, once in a while broadcast to the citizens of the Milky Way. Except for the Thargoids, who are horrible and very rude, and the Guardians, who are all dead, except for the AI ones, and no one knows where they are, so they might not get a signal, especially if they live in West Britain, where they've only just got Channel 4. Anyway, it seems there has been an issue with the presenter's riders. Arf is livid that his usual hairdresser isn't on board to coiffure his luxurious locks in the style to which he has become accustomed, and has stormed off in a huff. Sally has been in a dispute with the wardrobe department, claiming that there are not enough shades of pink in her outfits, and has vowed to sit drinking tea from her unique Hutton mug until they resolve it. Pilots Federation people are speaking to their people, and the dispute is expected to be resolved in time for next Thursday, when they will be back on our holo screens.
After 58 weeks, Too Hot Too Messy is closing on 6 figures with over 95,000 mug and gin deliveries. Some folks might think that Too Hot Too Messy is a bit repetitive, a bit of a grind, but there are distinct perks. One of these is learning the layout of all the settlements. Only the other day I was landing at a base and I thought to myself, oh, it's one of those. Great. Sell the mug, sell the gin, in case things go pear-shaped and I need to leave pretty sharpish. Yep, a hangar store on the right with a lockbox right for pillaging, and there'll be a hab over there on the left. I can nip in, nick some stuff and then scarp it before anyone notices, and if they do, I've got a silenced pistol if that nosy lab technician gets in the way. After all, I might need those 556 rolls of metal coil one day, and before you look at me in a funny way, would I slot someone for a roll of wire? You betcha. There has not been much change in the top commander's table, but him with the lip weasel has gone past the 15,000 mug mark. Waller 81 has racked up 10,000 first mug falls by delivering to previously unknown stations, and Steve King has joined the 1,000 Club as its 17th member. There was very light traffic on the route to Hutton this week. Only 3 Hutton runs were completed, but by all different commanders. If you're in a medium ship, then Cubicle 3 should be clear of any blockages, unless Red Planet Taxi Service have parked one of their haulers on it. If so, then just request docking permission when you have the blockage selected. It should then cycle through and clear the pad in good time. The Hutton runs, times for completing the journey to Hutton Orbital, and not an unfortunate after effect of eating from the pie and a pint for 1 credit place on the lower rotunda, are Norbert Patternord, 1 hour 23 minutes 56 seconds. The Burke, 1 hour 24 minutes 28 seconds. And Steve King, 2 hours 10 minutes and 26 seconds.
Good evening, truckers. I'm afraid that due to issues while testing LCU's time machine, I'm stuck in the world of 2023. Or is it 2023? Anyway, I didn't have time to report on the war for this week, so for the mug.
After a moderately short period of not being here, all is generally not too bad and tickety-booish in Hutton space this week. 5 systems are on the naughty steps, and we have 3 systems in need of trucker assistance. More on those stories coming up. A system we don't see too often in the naughty zone, Narenses, has snatched the wooden spoon from Ross 671 and Hill Pass I, putting in a commendably miserable 29. I did think Ross 671 would hold on to it this week, but between me realising it was script day and actually summoning up the enthusiasm to write it, Narnia nipped in and took the timberware. Narnia, where it's always winter but never Christmas, is still recovering from a recent drought and a war for control, which Hutton turned into a decent rout, winning 4-0, picking up a Saro penal convoy. Lucky us. Wars, both civil and uncivil, are tying up all but 8% of system influence, and it'll be well into the middle of next week before we can do anything about it. What is a civil war anyway? I say, old chap, would you like to take the first shot? Oh no, after you, I insist. Oh, well done, lovely Salvo. You sank my battleship. Anyway, the aforementioned delinquent Ross 671 is on 30%, where conflicts only leave 30% of the influence pie on the table. Who ate all the pie? Answers on a sublight tight beam transmission, please. Keeping each other company on 37 are LP525-39 and Barnard Star. Nothing at all is going on in the Luyton Palomar 525 system, so fill your boots with Hutton influence. Barnard Star has an election, a lockdown, and a famine. One fewer problem than the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, but hey, it's Barnard Star, so all we have to do is wait. Another pair of systems sitting on the same naughty step are 36 off Yuki and Hill Pass I, both on 38. The latter is beset by 2 civil wars, leaving just crumbs of influence on the table. 36 off Yuki has a civil war tying up 20%, but it's there if you want it. An outbreak is pending in hard-to-move Epsilon and D, so stock up your fleet carriers with meds and have them on station for when it breaks tomorrow. Our regular supply system for power generators and water purifiers, Wolf 359, has an infrastructure failure all of its own, so you'll have to look elsewhere to avail yourself of such supplies. I'd look for a Hutton alternative supply at Velasquez Gateway in Wolf 1481 if I were you. In our home system of Alpha Centauri, Centauri Megagen production is still suffering due to the poor security situation resulting in civil unrest, hand in Hutton bounties and redeemed combat bonds in Alpha Centauri. The large pad surface stations are still mostly offline, so those who like to travel around on their space legs might like to indulge in a few restore missions. At the overachieving end of the Hutton systems table, we have 5 systems above 60%, one of which is almost 80. Whoever is getting piss flaps all excited, please stop it and wash your hands. Last week, we expanded into the Ross 33 system, but as EDF are already there, we'll just be good neighbours and keep off their lawn. Priorities this week are, if you want to truck something, relieve the infrastructure failure in Wolf 359 and boost LP 525-39. If you want to shoot something, vaporise some criminals and hand in Hutton bounties and combat bonds in Alpha Centauri. The gin must flow.
Seamless.
Well, that was totally seamless in all possible ways apart from the seams.
I'm not a fan of absolutism.
No, I never like absolutism, ever.
I have to put out an apology to Little Grey 88 and to Sinister Hedgehog. I didn't get the time to go back in and check and pick up their their hut and run times this week. So yeah, I'm sorry.
Were they really fast? Did they get a new record?
No. Let me have a look.
While you're doing that,
No. Well, Little Grey did 1 hour 24 minutes and 3 seconds. That's not bad.
that's the
Doesn't-
fastest of those.
Sinister
we read out
Hedgehog, on the
earlier.
other hand, 1 hour 35 minutes and 7 seconds.
Ah, yeah, stop.
Doesn't the
Yeah.
weekend on Sunday night?
No.
Oh.
Not for
Thursday
hut
to
and run
Thursday.
times. It's last
All right.
7 days.
Oh.
Steve
Oh,
King
so-
took 2 hours 10 minutes and 26 seconds.
To be fair, though, it's pretty good for a hedgehog
Some of the
because
books.
hedgehogs only have little legs.
Yeah.
They're
Even
really
sinister
Maybe he
ones.
rolled into a ball and just. Maybe he curled into a ball and just rolled to Hutton.
Possibly.
Possibly.
So Commander Valkyrius does have some Thargoid news.
Ooh.
It's only one liner, so don't get too excited.
Oh, okay.
Operation Redacted was a total success. We found out that Titans cannot attack. And HIP, or is it IP?
It's hip.
9016 is now a really close, safe system. And if you know what that means, you're a better man than me.
Yeah.
It means, that's easy, it means that Operation Redacted was a total success. And they found out
Yeah.
the Titans cannot attack.
Ah,
Oh, and maybe
Good-
HIP
good job we plugged in.
9016 is now a really close, safe system.
I'm
You see,
so
everybody
pleased
else
we
got it.
plugged in the translator-tron tonight.
Yeah, what they mean is when you clear all the systems round about a maelstrom, that maelstrom's in a system itself and it can't break out now.
Are you making this up now?
No, this is what he's explained this to us in the past.
Anyway.
They've pushed all the systems back. They've
Well,
cleared
they
all the
took
systems round about
62
the maelstrom,
systems.
and now it can't get out.
He
'cause it can't
says right
attack
there,
into
I'm
another
reading
system.
it now. It's almost like having a script going down the side of the screen. He said, we took 62 systems and there are invasions in by the horror, or is that Bidorer? Unkteti,
Oh yeah,
I beg your pardon, and Vukamatha.
a Vurkamatha. Yeah.
I used to have one of those on my foot.
No.
Anyway.
That was a toe.
Thank you. There's 10 of those. Thank you, Commander Volcarius, for the up.
12, you mean?
For what? 12, yeah. From Norfolk.
Yeah, but only on one foot. There's 17 on the other.
Yeah, the 17 in the other foot. Aye.
League of Norfolk Bakers. Inbred for 100 years.
So did anyone see the Frontier live stream?
No one saw the Frontier live stream.
And then continuing with a common theme here tonight, the update is that there is no update.
Oh, there's no update. Yeah.
I checked to sort of.
There was an apology, though, so May should be happy.
They
Yeah.
have an apology
Yeah, I mean-
officer?
No, we do, but they can borrow them.
I think they're all apology officers.
I had a strange feeling just after 4 o'clock this afternoon. I think I just finished writing some bits of the script, and I thought, oh, it's live stream time. So I went to Galbook and found the notice that it had been put to next week. And I thought, and then I saw you lot speculating about it, and I thought, I didn't even realise it was today. But anyway, it was postponed. Shall we speculate about the reasons, or?
It was Jeff.
let's do some wild
Yeah.
speculation. I
Yeah,
reckon.
Jeff Yardfart.
It was
Yeah,
Jeff.
Jeff got into the cabling and started randomly repatching all of their audio stuff.
I think I gave a pretty clear explanation earlier on.
Did they?
Yeah.
I missed
Yeah,
that.
they blame Chix.
Oh, that's excellent. That's the usual reason.
I think it was Arthur's and a Huff because he couldn't get his usual hairdresser.
Yes.
We'll have to send him a can of polish.
Right, Brasso. Space news this week.
Da, 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 da. Space
It's
news!
news.
Good. God, it's like they're in the room.
There's a terrifying thought.
So, it's is it life, Jim?
Not as we know it.
No, I know.
Or rather, actually, as we know it.
Well, we think some, perhaps, maybe, possibly, some very small bits of things stuck together in a loose formation, which maybe life have been farting or.
You
doing
mean a sulfur atom, a couple of carbon molecules,
Yeah, that's
atoms,
it.
and half a dozen hydrogens?
It's amazing, though, that they can pick that up from, however, I'm just looking at 120 light years away.
Well, it's
The smell. It's really, really whiffy, that one.
It's really
Sulfur.
advanced.
Yeah, must have a very keen sense. of
Didn't they say back along that there was a nebula that smelt like candy floss?
Oh, yeah.
Rings a bell, yeah.
The Rings a Bell Nebula.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Barnard's rings a
Anyway,
bell?
the James Webb Space Telescope has been looking in the direction of Leo, and has been looking at a planet in a red dwarf system.
Mm-hmm.
And the planet orbiting it is about 8 times the mass of Earth. So it's a mini Neptune. And as this thing goes around its red dwarf once every 33 days.
Which probably
So
means
it's-
more of a super Earth.
Well, it's
Yeah.
So
bigger
if
than
it's,
that.
a mini Neptune or a super F, that's going to be a gas giant then, isn't it?
No.
No, it's
We know it's heavy. We don't know how
Yeah,
much it's slushy and icy and how
so
much
they're
it's
calling it a
rocky.
mini Neptune just for the size. It's not got
It's
any other
scale thing.
resemblance. to
It's
Right,
one of
okay.
those really difficult ones where the transition from terrestrial rocky worlds through to slushy ice balls is, shall we go with not well understood?
yeah,
Okay.
because we
Around
don't
it.
have one.
Yeah.
Around its star in 33 days, though, that is damn fast.
Yeah.
It is, it's very
faster
It's
than
only
Phileas
another
Fogg.
star, though.
Well, it's close orbiting, so
Yeah, but then it's very
Yeah, but
dim.
even
It's
so,
a
it's
tiny
still,
star,
still
and it's-
super fast.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
still
very,
pretty
yeah.
fast,
It's What,
But it's a
2.5,
small
3 times
star,
faster than
so-
Mercury even.
So,
yeah, that's right.
so the reasoning is they can't really tell if it's a gas giant, an icy world, or a rocky world.
Well, it's definitely
Well,
not.
it's
rocky.
not a
too big for that.
it's not a gas giant because it's too small for that. It's not really a rocky world because it's probably too big for that. So something
ice ball.
Neptune-ish is a reasonable guess, but it's a slush ball.
Yeah.
So it sits in the habitable zone of its star.
Right.
So there's a fair. So it's 9 times the mass of Earth.
Yep. And it has dimethyl sulfide in its atmosphere. And
So it's relatively big compared with its star.
Oh, yeah.
So they've obviously detected it through
picture of James
transit
Webb.
methods, so you can see light from the star coming through the atmosphere, and they have detected something that we've only ever seen before in the presence of life.
Yeah.
But then again, it could have, if it had detected poor comedy, that's only ever been seen before.
Yeah.
In the presence
They are,
of
I mean,
life.
they are saying it's only tentative and they need more information to
Well,
confirm it.
if it's going around every 33 days, and assuming we're in the plane of the orbit,
Yeah.
then you'll see it. But interesting.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's
Tiny flecks of light in the atmosphere.
Little Grey is asking if you can turn me up a bit.
well, at least he didn't ask me to turn you on. I have. I've given you 6 extra decibels of shouty.
What about
Is
What
that
about
better, Little
storms?
Grey?
Thanks.
Can you hear
Trey.
us now, Little Grey?
what about storms? Little flecks of light. Could be superstorms.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But are we looking at the BBC? Yeah,
Yeah,
an
that's
artist
the
impression, so-
BBC's artist impression of the science.
It's actually NASA's artist impression.
Well, it's
Oh,
not.
I might say the
Actually,
BBC's artist
lifted-
impression of
actually, it's
science.
lifted
ESA's
that from
artist impression.
Is it?
Says so on the
picture's
says on the
NASA
picture. Yeah,
website as well.
yeah.
What you can see in that picture, though,
it's-
is the sea planet right in the middle. You see the
They-
little crescent you can see.
They find it through spectrographic analysis. So they look at the spectrum of the light, spread it out to a pretty little rainbow, and look for little black lines at very, very narrow, precise frequencies. Because every single molecule absorbs a unique fingerprint of particular set of frequencies.
Yeah.
Of light. Yeah.
So when you see a particular pattern of absorption of those frequencies of light, So you've got one there, one a bit to the right, and one a little bit further to the right, sort of thing.
It's like a bit of a Geolux colour chart, really, isn't it?
Yeah, then you can work out which gas it was in the atmosphere that was absorbing that bit of light.
Yeah, because I think is hydrogen not quite red?
That's emission. That's an emission spectra
It's
rather
an
than an
emission
absorption
one,
one.
Oh, jeez, right.
I'm
Okay.
wondering
There's two different sets. There's
Yeah.
the spectrum of bright bits and spectra of dark bits, and this was
Of the
looking at
dark
the spectra of
bits,
the
of course
dark
it is.
bits.
Are you yeah, see the picture that you've got up at the moment
Yeah,
of the sun? Why is the red dwarf casting white light on the planet?
That's
because the artist is a very silly boy.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Are they accepting comments? I'm not accepting comments on that one.
So I'm wondering if
No, they're
someone in the chat can find the nearest system or find this system. 128 light years from Sol,
In the direction of Leo,
just below Leo. So below
K218.
Leo's bum,
B.
if you want to be super precise.
Do you know what, though? I'm looking at this picture. See if you look at the lower bit of the planet, you can see red light on it there.
That's the land.
Yeah, but you can see
Yeah.
the red light on it.
I think that's meant to be land.
Yeah, it's still got red light on it.
Yeah, but you don't get land on a gas giant or a ice giant.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's an iceberg. So even when they get the light right, they get the actual composition wrong.
Yep. But it's only an artist's impression.
It's the slush mountains. Oh, you could go skiing in the slush mountains of whatever it's called.
Do you want to know what the star K2-18 is called in Elite Dangerous?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yes.
K2-18.
Wow.
And it is in Elite
How
Dangerous.
amazing is that? Yeah, all of the known stars are in it.
So wait a minute. Why don't we
Nice.
just go and see if it's a gas giant or a slush planet?
Yeah, we could just go there.
Yeah.
Because that might not quite be correct.
You just...
Actually, I'm just looking from Frontier forums from a couple of years ago when the planet was first discovered. It is in it's actually called Mabutia as its primary name.
Oh, Mabutia.
Or Umbutia, perhaps.
Mabutia.
And it's
Yeah.
got a
I'm sure
crap
that's
ton of
familiar.
planets.
It's what?
It's got a crap ton of planets. 10, 11. Loads of moons, loads of landables. Wonder if it's been mugged.
What's it? Spell it?
Mbutia. Exactly as it sounds. Mbutia. Like Sabutio, but without a ball.
Butia.
Or two T's or an O and a U.
You aren't going to believe this. Guess who
I don't
mugged
know.
it?
Go on.
Was it
It
you?
was me on the 2nd of April.
Well, while you were there, did you notice there was any life
No, I
on the
didn't.
on the B planet?
Well,
did the big ball of slush have any land on it?
Yeah. Was it a gas giant?
Did it have white light shining on it for somewhere?
Well, that doesn't tell me. I'd have to go in game and look at. But yeah,
Yeah.
it had 13 traggots.
Oh yeah, of course.
13 traggots.
Yeah.
Wow. What's a traggot?
Those meatballs in a thick gravy, aren't they?
It's how Entarius spells targets.
Oh dear. Speaking of words and undistinguished meanings, would you like to know what the word of the week is?
Ooh, we
I
got a
would
word
love to
of
know
the
what the
week.
word of the week is.
Yeah, well, stuff you Chix. We're going with Aemelia's decision.
Not yet,
The
we're
word
not.
of the week this
No,
week
no,
is...
no. Hold everything.
We've
Yeah.
got something to do
Mr.
before
Chunk
that.
out.
though.
We
We've
don't
got
have
mug
much of a
winners to
script
announce
in it.
first.
Before you start
It'll-
insulting me,
Before we race forward in the scrap of a script we have, let's not jump over bits.
There's a significant fraction of our weekly script there that you skipped. 2 whole lines.
Oh, just read the
It's like
bloody thing out.
10%.
Right. Flossy, do we have a mug winner for last week?
yes, we do. Last week's winner was Wowie Zowie. Wowie Zowie.
Can I ask why we're doing last week's winner? I wasn't here.
Because we
Because-
didn't have one last
we
week.
didn't have
Well,
one.
last week I couldn't get a hold of Shouty to find out who the mug winner was until after the show.
Okay. Could you get hold of him this week?
Yes.
There you go. So
Don't
another drum
worry.
roll.
Don't worry. She has washed her hands.
Yes.
This week's mug winner is Scuffin K.
Scuffin K.
Scuffin K.
I hope I
K.
pronounced that right.
Yeah.
So,
Scuffin K.
Scuffin
Sounds
K.
Scottish.
Mm.
And Wowie Zowie. So if your name's Zowie Wowie, don't bother. But if your name's Wowie Zowie, you
Yay!
should contact us.
I see Wowie Zowie quite often in the
Yeah.
event.
Yeah, I
page.
found him last week.
So what to do to claim your mugs?
Scuff and K is in chat.
Is the email I took part at huttonorbital.com and send us your address details. You probably your real world name as well.
That might help.
No, it's
Yeah,
not
mate.
strictly necessary if you're in the UK. If outside of there,
Yeah.
it tends to be more important. But
Yeah.
A screenshot.
A screenshot of your
commander's
contact, your
name.
commander name. Yeah, absolutely. And a note of a phone number so we can send you shipping updates because you know you want those.
Mm. And where do we send it to?
You send it to I took part at huttonorbital.com.
He's,
huttonorbital.com.
They are night shift.
they are.
Oh, well,
Oh.
nobody's perfect.
One transatlantic mug preparing to
So
ship.
we'll need a
Yes, preparing to leave the docking bay.
ZIP code.
Yes.
Or is it zip? I don't know.
Yes. Also, Spoofing Kate, if you're sending us your address, we don't know what those 2 letters for every state mean. That's just nonsense to us. So if you put the name of the actual state, that's really helpful.
And I hope
Very
it's-
helpful.
I hope it's a long one beginning M.
Yeah, we
What,
don't want things
Mulligatawny?
like MN for
That's the one.
whatever. TX, I could guess. But, you know,
Somebody's just put in my zip code is YKK.
Yuck.
I quite like that.
yeah.
Or-
No,
Orphans
YKK
of
zips.
Morgan.
Anyway, do we have a word of the week?
I've just put it in
Oh,
the chat.
God, I thought you'd never ask. Hold on.
My finger
What's of the
slipped.
week this week is Sting Bum.
Oh, what does that mean?
It means a stingy or mean person.
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
Oh, you watch me before I get panned. Flossy could be a real sting bum when it came to sharing chocolate.
Wow.
Ow!
I always
Am I
share.
wrong?
I
Am I
always
wrong?
share my chocolate.
Yeah, I'm rapidly losing consciousness.
That'll teach you.
Vulcarius put a hyphen between the word sting and bum. And you'll have the correct spelling.
I've just typed in the chat, Vulcaris. Come on.
That sting
You're-
bum
you're a
or
clever man.
stinge bum?
No, it's
As in
sting bum.
sting- Not
Sting bum.
stings like
No,
stingy.
I checked the pronunciation, guys.
Right.
What wasn't
okay.
that a Jerry
Yes.
Anderson cartoon puppety thing back in the 60s?
Stingray.
No,
That was Stingray.
Like flim flam.
sounds
No, that-
more like a sounds more like a Dr. Seuss character.
Sting.
Hey, I'll tell you something. What do you call a fat anteater? Don't
Jeff.
say
Jeff.
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 Very sensitive
Jeff.
about his
He's
weight.
Reginald.
He is, but he really does need to work on it. The deck plates are starting
Yeah.
to buckle.
So, if we don't count Jeff in this because he'll be in tears, what would we call a fat anteater?
Well, to be honest, Kevin's getting a bit porky as well. So
Yeah.
George.
Or we could just call it a lardvark. Lardvark! Lardvark!
Flossy, please help save us from this. Give us some community news of some sort, please. Pretty
Oh,
please.
with pleasure.
It's Flossy. It's Flossy. It's Flossy. It's Flossy. And the community goes.
Hello, Flossy here with this week's CG News. Last week's CGs. Upgraded Xeno scanner requires resources. Finished just short of tier 1. with 11,136,608 units collected. Although Tier 1 wasn't reached, Aegis reported that current stock should now be sufficient while a permanent supply chain is established. And Protect deliveries to Muller Terminal finished short of Tier 3 with 33,418,953,423 credits earned. Earlier today, a Pilots Federation alert was published. Aegis releases upgraded Xenoscanner. A pulse wave Xenoscanner upgrade that can detect human life signs on Thargoid Titans is now available. Professor Albert Tesreau, head of Aegis, announced the campaign's successful conclusion. The upgraded pulse wave Xenoscanner will isolate human life signs aboard the Titan motherships. If CO Ginny is correct that some of our missing populations are being stored by the Thargoids, this could be the most important technological breakthrough in the war. I'm deeply grateful to all those who helped make it reality. Aegis is already trialling potential methods to rescue abductees, providing they can be located. I have also accepted Li Yongrui's invitation to discuss the recovery methods already explored by Sirius Corporation, following majority approval from our superior delegates. Former Federal Admiral and current Aegis military strategic Aidan Tanner discussed the practicalities of locating human captives. I want to remind pilots of how dangerous this task will be. Ships must be equipped with caustic zinc launchers to survive within the corrosive maelstroms, as well as Thargoid pulse neutralizers to breach the Titan's defensive barrier. Flying close to the surface of the Titans is no easy feat, plus there is an ever-present risk of attack by patrolling Thargoid vessels. But I know how determined many of you are to find these poor souls. Every human identified as a potential life saved the moment we have the tools to do so. In advance of the post-wave scanner upgrade, Aegis hosted a campaign in the RAB system which aimed to resupply low-stock commodities for the broader humanitarian efforts. Independent pilots managed to deliver quantities of neofabric insulation, polymers and thallium. While the eventual total received was lower than anticipated, current stock should now be sufficient while a permanent supply chain is established. CD 511447 Imperial Society is now rewarding contributors. Really? I've had nothing. And I got top 10%. To Aegis's initiative at Muller Terminal in the RAB system. Pilots who protected deliveries by destroying wanted ships can also now redeem bounty vouchers. There are no CGs this week, and that's it for this week's CG News.
Flossy told you what to do.
Thank you, Flossy. Up next, we have the Galnew News with Beetlespoon and Mother Jude. If you can find the button.
Galnet News Digest, 14th of September, 3309. We read the news so you don't have to. In this week's news, half the rescue ships vanish, while the other half move towards the Titans. The Aegis People Scanner upgrade to the Pulsewave Xenoscanner has been made, but we're still waiting for the Sirius Corporation to help us scoop those people up. And the Wolgast Detective Agency wants your help to find out about Zachary Rackham.
There were no missions and missing megaships this morning, following the planned advance of the first 5 megaships closer to the Thargoid Titans. 5 of the 11 rescue ships moved closer to the Thargoid invasion today. They've taken up their new positions all around 60 light-years from the nearest Titan, and within 40 light-years of Thargoid-controlled systems. The Hutner is now in the Tellin system, close to the Indra and Tyrannus Titans. The allied Solace has moved to Sun Wen, close to Oya, while the Forster is in Shinka, close to Koshiho, and also very close to Felicity Farseer's base in Desiat. The Seacole has moved to Chikosels, near Thor, and the Yoshida has moved to Salvation's old test system of Kornsar, close to Ryujin. None of these 5 megaships were giving missions earlier today, although the situation is believed to be under review.
It's bad enough not being able to take missions to help in the Thargoid War, but pity those who couldn't hand in their missions that they already had. There are numerous reports of commanders arriving in Taraktor, Altair or Semias with a cargo load of refugees this morning to find that the 6 rescue ships that were not scheduled to move had apparently vanished from the face of the galaxy. When you have a ship full of evacuees you can't offload because the mission target is playing hide and seek, you are faced with the option of hanging around in the hope that the megaships will rematerialise, or forgo the mission reward and the beneficial effect on the war by dumping the refugees off at the nearest starport. Like the missing missions, the missing rescue ships are expected to reappear at some point today, but they will not be issuing new missions, in preparation for their move nearer the Titans next week.
The move close to the Titans was made possible by progress in the war against the Thargoid invasion. Well over half the systems seized by the Thargoids are now back under human control, with an average of 70 systems cleared every week. Unusually, there are 3 invasion systems this week, with ground bases under attack in Baidaroa and Unktadi. In rather better news for search and rescue pilots, there are reports that Thargoid scythes have been significantly less bothersome to those evacuating civilians, with few reports of high predictions by scythes in the past few days.
Aegis claims to have rolled out its upgrade to the Xeno Pulsewave scanner this morning, despite the failure of the related initiative to prepare the rescue ships for an influx of rescued captives. The upgraded scanner should make it possible to find the pods containing captive humans that the Thargoids are storing on the 8 Titan motherships. Former Azimuth test subject Xiaojin Ai revealed to Aegis in July that the millions of people taken by the Thargoids from invaded and controlled systems are being kept on the Titans for an as yet undisclosed military purpose. The scanner alone will not be enough to rescue these captives. However, the Sirius Corporation claims to have working prototypes of technology that will retrieve the human beings, and it seems likely that Aegis and Sirius working together will soon make possible the bulk rescue of the captive population from the Titans. Admiral Aidan Tanner has reminded those tempted to try out their upgraded scanners to find the trapped humans that visiting the Titans is dangerous, and that pulse neutralizers and caustic sink launchers, both available from the tech brokers on board the rescue ships, are essential additional items of outfitting. The initiative that concluded this morning to provide supplies for use by the rescue ships was not successful, with less than the minimum quantity of supplies delivered. However, the 11 million tonnes collected is likely to act as a short-term stopgap, while alternative sources of supply are arranged.
The Wallglass Detective Agency, which has been hired by the Federal Times to try to prove that presidential candidate Zachary Rackham is a pirate, has sent inbox messages to a number of commanders asking for assistance in following up a lead. Pilots, other than those who are supporters of Rackham for President 3309, are urged to check their inboxes to see if they are one of those selected to help out.
And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News, we read the news so you don't have to.
Thank you, Beetlejuice and Wotherspoon. On that. No, I would say we'll go to Aemelia Hawk, but there doesn't seem to be a Galnet Rare to digest this week.
They're so rare,
there's not.
they're extinct.
I know, right?
I blame the
So, I
networking
guess-
issues at Hutton.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
Or Jeff.
Could have been Jeff.
Is that Jeff
Poss-
with a J or
possibly
Jeff
Jeff.
with a G?
Jeff
Yeah,
with
but-
a J.
It's Jeff with a J.
Jeff with a J. Oh, I am. Yeah. Fat Jeff, you mean?
Yeah,
That's the
big
guy.
fat Jeff.
Big fat Jeff, the big fat advert.
That's the guy.
Aye. No wonder who ate all the ants? Jeff ate all the ants.
He's a very big lardvark.
Yes, he is. He's a bit of a
Oh, yeah.
lark. He really is. Oh,
Yep.
dear. So, was that us?
I think that's
I
us.
think that's us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
It's not a new record, but it's
No.
It's
fairly
pretty
close.
you
And
lot
would
get
that-
time to go out and do
The record
much
is
more
under
interesting
12
things with your
minutes.
evening.
was that where
Yeah,
you
but
couldn't
that-
get a stream to work?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the one.
That's
Hey,
kind of
hey,
cheating,
hey!
isn't it?
My
Yeah,
audio
it
was
doesn't-
working perfectly well. It was only you guys that were letting the side down that night.
I don't think we can count the one where everything went wrong.
Well, in that case,
No.
the record's about 38, 40 minutes, so we're still off that. But
Yeah.
Wow.
oh yeah,
Wow,
we've had some really short
Nobody
ones,
submitted anything.
basically.
Wasn't that one of those evenings when Palantir was doing the buttons?
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Palantir
Probably.
was doing it and had to get off to get a gin and tonic, I think.
Huh?
Yeah. Was he getting the DTs again?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Out of the sippy mug.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the
how
one,
sippy
yeah.
cup. Yeah.
Well,
Right,
if
that's-
nobody has any other business, no, thank God for
Any
that.
other competent
Date of
business?
next meeting.
Yeah.
I feel as though we're just prolonging the inevitable now.
Same bat time, same bat channel. Tune in next week and we
yes.
may have some content for you.
Maybe.
Yeah, then
It
again,
may
probably
even
not.
be a live stream to talk about.
You never know your luck.
Oh! Ever the optimist, Flossy.
But I give you fair warning, I'm not here next week.
Hooray! I mean, oh,
Oh, what a shame.
Again?
yeah, that's so sad. Are you
Dirty
going to
little
West Britain
stop out.
again?
I'll tell
I
you
don't know.
something else, Flossy. I'm not here the week after either.
Dirty little
Ooh.
stop out.
You are a dirty stop out. Are you
Well-
going to West Britain? Is that what's up?
I'm going to South Britain.
Well, South Britain?
The deep south.
Yeah, deep south.
Vive la France.
No, not the Isle of Wight.
Less
Needs
Britain
time
and more
machine to go back to
Britannia.
Not the Isle of Wight. You can't stand that foreign food.
Garlic farm there. No, good France.
Ooh.
Bring us back a croissant.
You can
Yes.
get them from Waitrose.
Yeah, but they're not
They're
the
not
same.
very good.
There they are. When Marks and Spencer's first did croissants back in the 1980s, all the bakers in the UK submitted samples, and they said, "Now, be back in this meeting if you want to bake for us. Be back in this meeting room tomorrow morning." So they flew somebody out to Maxim's in Paris, got a box of croissants, threw them on the table, and went, "That's what we want." Okay.
Yeah, they didn't manage
Nice.
it though.
No,
No.
no. I dare say they're getting good at it now. Do you know that croissant is French word for crescent,
Yes.
and that they were so named because they were created to celebrate a victory against the Turks?
Did you know that the croissant is originally Austrian?
Ah, that's what it was. It was the Austrians. Yeah, I did wonder when it became a French military victory. I thought,
Did it
what?
then become the governor of California?
Yeah.
Probably. Right, who's
Oh,
up?
it's-
Before
stepped
this
in some
turns
big
into another
shoes.
ridiculous banter, who's up for shouting anything about
Helen
any
always
drinking
likes to
vessels?
shout.
Yeah, I will.
Are we going to raid somebody? I'm just looking who's.
Is there
Stargate's on.
anyone to raid?
Is there anyone to read what? Many other people.
We've got
Malik
viewers.
is- Malik is on.
Yeah, but
Stargoid.
some of this. Oh,
Kissenik says, "Did you know that pain au chocolat is French for aardvark?"
Did you know that pain au chocolat isn't called pain au chocolat in very large parts of France? They're actually called chocolatine. Pain au chocolat is a French
Did you know
stick,
that if
Never
you
a
even heard of
baguette
it.
with chocolate on it.
Did you know that if you say pain au chocolat very, very slowly, it sounds like the word gullible?
Did you know
Does
that
it?
potpourri is French for not crisps?
I thought it was pronounced potpourri.
I thought it was French for these crisps are a bit stale.
Yeah, that's the Indian one.
No, that's potpourri.
Potpourri. Aye.
Would anyone like some of my chocolate that I'm eating right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Give us
Yes.
Well,
it.
there you are
Yes,
then.
give us some chocolate.
There you are. I am.
No, no.
I am not
I've not seen any
stingy.
chocolate. You just handed me a little ball of oil.
Father Mug!
Hello, Mug!
Mug.
Is that a premature
And the
exclamation?
chocolate.
For the mug.
Sorry, I thought it was only 3.
That mug.
It was meant to be.
Journey too long, no cargo too small. Profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We're taking anything, anytime, anywhere. Loading up the teen out to the brim with the rest for the more, for the more, for the more, for the more. Yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the more, for the more, for the more, for the more. Yeah, everybody sing the trucker song. Flossy always seems to crash into the sun. Skibble likes the pilot on the Xbox One. Alvin out the frame, you know he leads us well. Trucking across the galaxy, now everybody out. For the more, for the more, for the more, for the more. Yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the more, for the more, for the more, for the more. Everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the more, for the more, for the more. You know just where we're coming from. For the more, for the more, for the more, for the more. Everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. So give me a large path that I can land on, and I'll give you cargo and sing you my song. No point 22 light years to go, cruising to no journey too long, no cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We're taking anything, anytime, anywhere. So shout it out loud, loud. You don't even care. For the more, for the more, for the more, for the more. Yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the more, for the more, for the more. Everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the more, for the more, for the more. Yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the more, for the more, for the more. Everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the
Seamless.
end of the show. Everybody's buggered off now, so why don't you bugger off?